I see some of our teachers here. I see Kristen Wilkinson, Trent Merrill, Andy Heyman, Clyde Riboldi, and Christelle Fox. Okay, I think that is the teachers that I see today. If you have any questions for them, or let me actually give you time to introduce yourselves and the classes that you are teaching. Okay, and we'll go that way. So get ready to prepare and share. All right. So okay, Andy, would you like to start off?
Hi, my name is Andy Haymond. I teach one class. It's called Leadership Skills for Life. I did it just ended at my first year here at the Academy. Looking forward to another wonderful class. The class is the base boiled down to the first and second great commandment, our relationship with God, our relationship with ourselves, and our relationship with others. And the whole year is about how we can improve all of those. I'll boil that down. But we had a great time. Looking forward to another year.
Excellent, thank you. Clyde?
Hi, I'm Clyde Riboldi. I'm the second oldest son of Pablo, and I've kind of been involved with the academy with some of his videos, and my wife helps with a lot of the administrative stuff. But this is my first year offering to teach. So I'm a mechanical engineer, and I'm currently working as an R&D engineer. So I'm offering the engineering principles class, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll kind of help people understand engineering principles and what they, I guess, prepare them for what they need to learn when they do end up going to learn calculus or algebra or geometry or chemistry, because they'll understand how it all kind of comes together into the applied field. So I've been putting together a lot of lessons, and I'm really excited to share it with everyone.
You explain, Clyde, there has been a lot of questions about if your class, what is the level, if there's any prerequisites, what do you think?
Yeah, so I think the main prerequisite would be a pretty good understanding of algebra. And but so algebra is probably where I would draw that line, if they feel pretty comfortable with that, because we'll be dealing with some balancing of equations. But more than anything, I don't want people to be afraid of the math, because the math is it's basically we'll approach right up to the math, and then we'll say, and then this is why you go on and take calculus, and then this is why you go on and take the physics course, and then this is why you take chemistry. And so we get right up to it, but we won't be crunching numbers, we won't be doing any of that kind of stuff. And so but the line I would draw is probably that algebra. And yeah, so the way we're going to treat math and the sciences in the variables and numbers, we're just going to put an idea and stuff. It'll make a lot more sense, but does that kind of answer the question?
Yeah, I think so. So in math, we have that the pre-algebra course pretty much finishes introducing linear algebra, linear equations. Okay. Algebra 1 finishes with quadratic equations. All right. The parabolas and so on.
We won't be doing any quadratic. Yeah. I would say that pre-algebra, just like understanding those the concept of placeholders and moving them around. So yeah. And we won't be doing, like I said, it's not going to be crunching numbers. It's getting right up to that point, and then but just kind of talking more about the career and this is
The
this is what
application.
you want to pay attention to and why. Yeah. So
Mhm.
mhm.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Trent?
Yeah, thanks, Pablo. I was just marveling at the synergy that we have, and so many of the courses that we're offering that I wish I would have had before I went to school. I have a background in computer engineering, and I definitely could have used an engineering principles course to prepare for that future. I'm a patent attorney by trade. I teach I will be teaching 2 courses next year. The first course is one that we just finished up this year. It's an innovations class where we focus on innovators, inventors, and heroes. Um, we go over the problem solution technique that inventors use on a day-to-day basis as they invent things. We talk about intellectual property, how we can protect our ideas once we have them. We also talk about different ways that we can open up our minds to be more creative, or to perhaps close down the creativity and focus on the work that we're doing. And I think the biggest part of our course is looking at historic and well-known inventors, studying them, their lives, the challenges that they overcome, the solutions that they provided that made our world a better place, and use their story, their trials, their tribulations, all of those things, and talk about how we can implement that in our own inventing, in our own problem solving, and in our own, creative methods, so that we can be more like them. And in that class, we talk about different principles of patents. That's my job. That's what I do on a day-to-day basis. And so we talk about, the portions of a patent, how to draft certain aspects of it, and how intellectual property is needed. And so we take the engineering principles in that class. You learn problems that our world has, learn new ways to solve them, and then in my class, I help you understand how to protect the ideas. And then there's even an entrepreneurship class that once you have an idea and you have a patent, then you can go learn to make a business, right? So I do not teach the entrepreneurship class, just advertising a little bit for another class we offer. So my second class that I'm teaching starting next year is a World War II literature and heroes course. And in the first semester of that class, we'll be talking about the helpers. We'll talk a little bit about how we got to World War II. How did a whole nation follow Hitler's evil plan and buy into that? And then, helpers like Corrie ten Boom. We'll talk about The Zookeeper's Wife, a book about a Polish zookeeper and what they did to help the resistance, to help hide Jewish folks from the Nazis. And we'll read about this saboteur and different members of the resistance. So that's the first semester. And then in the second semester, we'll focus more on things like the Dunkirk escape. We'll focus on D-Day. We'll talk about Battle of the Bulge. And then in this next summer, we'll be offering a 1-week trip. I'm still working out the itinerary, but the trip would be likely starting in Paris, going to the beaches of Normandy, traveling to Dunkirk, and then we'd go up to the Netherlands and see Corrie ten Boom's home. But that would be next summer, probably a 5 or 6 day trip. I'm still working out the details, trying to figure out the costs of everything. But that would be something available for the students in the class also. Yeah, it should be pretty neat. We'll travel in a small group, and I think the highlight of the trip, I think for me, will be taking a tour of the beaches of Normandy and having a tour guide that does it every day, showing us some of the secrets and the hidden things that normal tourists might miss. Just doing a deep dive into the heroes that made that day happen and made it successful for the Allied forces. So it'll be a fun year in both classes. I'm so inspired by these heroes that we get to study and learn about, and it's fun to see these young students being inspired by these people and implementing, that inspiration and implementing it into their own lives. It's fun.
Thank you. Thank you, Trent. Looking forward to seeing you there in Europe already.
Come on over.
Yeah.
I also forgot to mention that I kind of got distracted, but the first semester, it'll be 2 semesters in the engineering. There will be talking about products and engineering and design products, and we'll be 3D printing stuff, and that'll be kind of like a capstone project of designing your own project and stuff. So if anyone was wondering, there will be some of those things that happen, but the first semester will be kind of setting the foundations of those principles, and then with the culmination of designing your own and prototyping and validating and stuff. It's I think it'll pair very well with the innovators class. So sorry, I forgot to kind of tie that together.